Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Worship Drumming. This is a channel that helps you learn some of the most popular worship songs on the drums. And in today's video, we're going to be going over Tremble by Mosaic. Now, this song has been gaining a lot of popularity lately. They have recently started playing it on my local Christian radio station here. Before I raise the camera and we get started, I just want to say sorry I haven't made a video in a while. And also I want to say that if you plan on downloading this song and jamming along to it on iTunes or something, whenever you search this song on iTunes, I'm not using the top result. I'm using like the fourth or fifth result. It's the studio version of this song. And the reason is because that version has an actual acoustic drum set in it, I believe. The other versions have a lot of these electronic drum noises in them with like all these different loops that are being triggered that you just couldn't do by yourself on a normal acoustic kit. So that's why I chose the studio version, and if you use this version as a church, it's going to work out so much better for literally every instrument. It's going to make it so much better for you on the drums. So today we're going to be doing the studio version of Tremble by Mosaic. I'm going to go ahead and lift the camera up and put it behind me to give you a better perspective, and I'm going to go ahead and break this down. Let's get into it. So this song is not really difficult. It's actually pretty easy for the most part. The main reason for this video is to show you how to play it and basically give you a way to play it with the band without having to worry about how am I going to try to recreate all these weird electronic sounds that I'm hearing. It's going to be real easy. It's in our basic 4/4 timing, and we're going to start in the first verse just like the song starts. So the first verse is pretty simple. Our kick drum is going to land on beat 1, it's going to land on beat 3, and the E of beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the kick drum's got to play that 16th note to get the E of 3 in there. Now let's talk about the backbeat. The backbeat is going to be played on 2 and 4 like any normal 4/4 song. But for this first verse and also for the first chorus, we're going to play it as a cross stick. Now I cannot play cross stick on this acoustic electronic, so I have this trigger right here that I got for my birthday. This is the newest member of my kit. This is the Roland BT1, and this is going to be triggering my basically cross stick noise. So if you're playing an acoustic kit, just know that you need to play cross stick. If you have an electronic kit, try to set something to make a cross stick noise. If not, you can just play lightly on the snare. But luckily enough, I do have this to be able to trigger my cross stick noise for us. So that's just falling on 2 and 4. So the beat we have for the first verse is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now understand that these hits on the kick drum are not very loud. They're not going to come through real big and boomy. They're just nice and light on there, still making them noticeable, but they're not really punching through a whole lot. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and plug it up, show you what it's going to sound like, and then we'll move on to the chorus. Now after that verse, we move into the chorus, and the chorus is basically going to be the same thing. Now this is only the first chorus that we're going to play this groove in. The other choruses will be different. So the first chorus, what we're going to do is we're going to keep our same kick pattern, except we're going to add one note, and that note's going to be on the and of 2. So now we have 1, 2, and 3, 4. I'll exaggerate my leg here so you can really see. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So your kick's landing on 1, the and of 2, the 3, and the E of 3. And then now we're still just playing that cross stick as our backbeat on 2 and 4. And now you can really start coming through more with these kick drums. And now this sort of kick and snare pattern that we're doing here is going to be held through pretty much the rest of the song. So once you get this down, the other sections are going to be a lot easier. Let me go ahead and plug it up, show you what it's going to sound like. Now after that first chorus, we're going to go into the second verse, and I like to do that fill that I just did there at the end to sort of introduce the drums more as we go into the second verse. Because the second verse, we're going to start pretty much a normal groove. So what I like to do is at the end of that first chorus, on the last beat of 4, I'll play the 4 on the snare drum, the actual head of the snare. So I'll play the 4 and then I'll play the and the of 4. And that's going to help the drums really just pop into the song and not make the next groove you're going to play seem so forced into all of the music. Once you play that fill, you're going to keep that same kick and snare pattern that you just played in the chorus. Kick on 1, the and of 2, the 3, and the E of 3. Now our left hand is playing the head of the snare drum on beats 2 and 4, while our right hand is keeping time with eighth notes on the hi-hat. Our right hand is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Our left hand is playing 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right foot once again, beat 1, the and of 2, the 3, and the E of 3. All together real slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let me go ahead, plug that up, show you what it's going to sound like, and then we'll move on to the other choruses and the bridge. So after that second verse, we're going into that second chorus, and you notice I just played like a 4 E and on the snare drum. You can really do whatever fill you want. A lot of the fills that you're going to do is mainly going to stay on the snare drum. You can move some things to the toms, but mostly I do it on the snare drum. And I would talk about maybe doing some stuff on the toms, but right now I do not have a trigger in my high tom because I'm working on getting a new one for it. So now whenever we're playing this second chorus, basically you're just going to open up the hi-hat, play that same kick and snare pattern you just did in the second verse. I'm not going to plug it up and go over it just because it's the same thing you did in the second verse. You're just going to have an open hi-hat. Once you're done with that second verse, you're now going to go into the bridge of the song. Now the bridge is a really big section, the vocals are going to get really high, and this is where the song really needs to be going pretty much almost full out. So what I do is from here I switch over to my ride cymbal, and I'm going to start playing the same thing I was just doing, but now I'm just going to play it on the edge of my ride cymbal. And there's one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to put one more kick drum in now. And that kick drum is just going to be on the and of 1. That's what I'm adding. So now my kick drum is falling on 1 in the and of 1. It's falling on the and of 2. It's falling on the 3 in the E of 3. So the kick pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that will be the new kick pattern. Just adding that extra kick in there is going to make this section a lot bigger than the other ones, and just by adding that ride in there, so it's going to make it sound like this whole big section. Now I also, what I do is I carry that same groove going back into the third chorus, because the song pretty much goes from the bridge right into the chorus as if the chorus is part of the bridge. So what I like to do is carry that same thing out, and then as we're going through the chorus, I'll start losing that and of 1 that I just played, just to kind of let things settle down just a little bit, even though the song is going to kind of come to an abrupt ending on our part with the drums. What I'll do at the end is I'll kind of start losing that and of 1 on the kick drum, and then once we crash and have that big ending there, and then it's pretty much just vocals and other instruments singing that chorus, that's pretty much how I like to do it. So one more time real quick. The second chorus that we're doing is open hi-hat, kick drum on 1, the and of 2, the 3, and the E of 3, backbeat on 2 and 4. Then we're moving on to the bridge. In the bridge we're going to play kick drum on 1, the and of 1, the and of 2, the 3, the E of 3. We're going to play eighth notes on the ride, and our backbeat is still falling on 2 and 4. I didn't mean to give so much information to you at once. Before I plug this up and show you what it's going to sound like, I will on the bottom of the screen put what part of the song I'm playing, so that way you're not getting lost and confused as to where I'm at. Let me go ahead, plug it up, and I'll play through it. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like I said before, I'm sorry that I haven't had a whole lot of time to keep making all these drum tutorials. My next one that I plan on doing is Nothing Is Impossible by the Planet Shakers. Couldn't do that one today because the trigger on my high tom is broken and I'm hoping to get that fixed soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe below if you're interested in more content like you saw in the video today. Leave a thumbs up if you learned something new, and comment below any suggestions or ideas that you have. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.